Now we are following question number 3 of this topic of permutation and combination. We are solving now question number 3. There are 6 men and 8 women in a book club. The committee of the club consists of 5 members. Mr. Lane and Mrs. Lane are members of the club. Part A. How many different ways can the committee can be selected if exactly one of the Mr. Lane and Mrs. Lane must be in the committee? So this means we are making the people 14 of total group, and either Mrs. Lane or Mr. Lane must be a part of the committee there. So this means that there are two possibilities. Either both will not be a part of that club, or both should be a part of the club, because they both cannot be together in the club there. So we can make this option from this part as, let's say, A part. Total numbers are 14, and you are selecting 5 people from that. Minus that option when both are not a part of that. So that means what? It should be left there 5, and this is left there 7. So that means what? 12C3, because they are both a part of the team there. They have been already selected. Plus, when both are not part, so that means what? 12C5, because they are not selected in this part. So if you get this total from 14C5, you will be getting a committee of the 5 members club in which both Mr. Land and Mrs. Land will not be a part of that. That means either one of that will be a part, either Mrs. Land or Mr. Land will be a part, but both will not be a part of that team there. So this will be, according to the calculation, it is equal to no, the second part of that. In how many different ways can the committee be selected if Mrs. Land must be one of the member of the committee, and there must be more women than the men on the committee there. So in this case, Mrs. Land is already a part of the committee, and we are going to make the selection of that people in which more women are there as compared to the men in that committee. So we know one thing, that Mrs. Land is already a part of the committee there. So when she is a part of that committee, then one woman is already short to that part there. It is 7 left there. So it means there are 5 members are to be selected from that team. So we can make the options for this part. two members will be male, two members will be woman, and because the committee is going to be of five people, so one is already selected there. Second option is there that there are more women than the men. So men should be there, two, and women should be three there. So two men and three women for that part. And maybe there's no man and four women are already there because the fifth member, which is Mrs. Land, is a part of that committee there. So we can make the calculations like this: two men. So that is, there are six men are given there, and there is eight women given there. So one woman is already selected there. So from these seven people, we are going to select two from that, and from the male, there are six people, and you are making two out of that. Then two males, that is 6C2 into 7C3, because three males are there. One woman is already selected there, plus 6C0 into 7C4. So this answer is equal to 560 is the total number of the people in which already they have included Mrs. Land there. So when she is already included there, so it means men are more than men. In the case when two women and two women, it means one is already Mrs. Land there, so it should be three there. Here two men and three women is already having one woman is in that list there, and four women. That means what, you are selecting seven from that four, and one is already Mrs. Land there. So this will be the complete solution of this problem, that Mrs. Land is a part of that committee there. So this was question number 3 for this topic of permutation and combination.